Everybody. Almost Happy New Year. We've got one more day to 2025, which this time of year always kind of has me reflecting, taking inventory of the year past, and kind of planning ahead for the year to come, things that I'd like to cultivate, things that I'd like to let go and release. Um, you haven't spent time thinking on that, you can use our centering as a time to think on it. One of those big things that I really kind of draw in is foundation. So, the foundation of my intentions, my mindset. Um, and so, we'll think a lot about that today in our physical practice, really just coming back to that grounding of feeling the sensation of the mat or the props underneath you, as well as thinking of that engagement of really like bringing your body awake in your foundation and base. So, with that said, um, blocks always come in handy, a blanket or a bolster to sit on. We're going to start in an easy seat, Sukhasana or Bandha Konasana, if you're feeling like you want to open the front hips a little bit. So come to your blanket prop or seat, and then you can bring the soles of your feet together if you're coming into Bandha Konasana, or you can cross your legs. And then I like to encourage, it's early in class, our body hasn't quite opened up yet. Maybe taking those blocks and placing them on any height underneath the knees or the thighs so that you really can settle into this, not necessarily feeling a lot of sensation. And then you can rock back and forth, side to side on your sits bones, maybe rock your pelvis back and forth, trying to find that midline, that center point, rooting down into your sits bones when you find that center area, and then inhaling, lifting up through the crown of your head, lengthening through your spine. Maybe drawing your chin slightly down, making the jawline parallel to the floor. And then, if you feel safe and comfortable to do so, you can soften your gaze down towards the tip of your nose, or maybe close your eyes. And we'll take a couple of cleansing breaths to allow ourselves to arrive in this moment. Drawing in a deep breath through the nose, filling the belly, the lungs. And then when you're ready, opening your mouth, sighing out, letting it go. Two more just like that. Listening to your body. You don't need to wait for your neighbor. Taking a deep inhale and exhale to release. And then settle in and take a moment to scan your body. Just noticing how you feel today in this moment. And then bringing our attention to our emotional state. Just notice what might be going on, what might be whirring around. Maybe feeling many things at the same time. And then taking this moment to cultivate that mindset, that space where you hope to come from throughout your days, throughout each moment, all of our challenges, worries, woes, even excitements and joys. The first saying in the first chapter of Patanjali Sutras lays out a succinct foundation for his exposition. Atha Yoga Nusasanam. Now the teaching of yoga. In each moment now, the foundation of where you're at can always be found in the now. Continue to feel the rhythm of your breath coming in and out of your body as you root down whatever is touching the floor or your props. On your next inhale, we can lift the arms, maybe lifting the gaze, opening the eyes. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach your arms up and over. Exhale, twist to the right, bring your left hand to your right knee. Right hand can kickstand right behind you. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Reach up through the crown of your head. Inhale, reach up, unwind, and exhale, spin over to the left. Right hand comes to your left knee, left hand kickstand. Inhale, come back up through center. Exhale, hands to heart center. We can move the props out from underneath the knees if you've taken that option. Draw your right heel in towards your left groin. Extend your left leg slightly out to the side. As you come here, flex through that left foot. Press the foot into the ground. Hug the muscles into your leg. Feel that foundation rooting down. Inhale, reach your arms up and over. Start to spin towards that extended leg. Bring your right hand to your left thigh. Left hand can kickstand behind you. Gentle twist. Can you draw your left shoulder back? Inhale, come back up through center. Exhale, hands can come down. We'll switch sides, extending your right foot, drawing the left heel in towards your right groin, inner thigh. Flex through that right foot. Press the heel down. Feel the leg awakened and grounding. Inhale, lift your arms up and over. Exhale, spin to twist towards that plant wall, bringing your left hand to your right thigh. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, maybe you spin a little bit more. Inhale, unwind. Hands can come to kickstand right behind you. Plant your feet about hip width distance apart. Windshield wiper your legs side to side. And then you can stay on your prop if you like. We're going to plant our feet on the floor about hip width distance, walking our heels slightly in towards our glutes. If you like to bring your hands to blocks, you can. I prefer this early in class. Allows your fingertips to hang over the edge of the blocks, giving your wrists a little bit of a break. Stack your wrists right underneath your shoulders. Draw your elbows to point towards the back of the room. We're going to just come into a gentle reverse tabletop. Before we do that, press your heart center towards the front of the room. Spin the outer edge of your shoulders towards the back of the room. Root down into your hands, root down into your feet. Lift your hips any amount. This is a big front shoulder opener, so honor your body here. Exhale slowly to lower. Inhale, press yourself up any more amount. Maybe the gaze starts to lift towards the ceiling. Exhale to lower. Inhale one more time, pressing yourself up. Maybe your hips come to shoulder height. Early in class, notice any judgment or forcing. Soften where you can. Exhale comes back down. We'll cross our legs the opposite way. Circle out your wrists. And then we'll come to meet in a tabletop position. You can bring your blocks to the top of your mat. Maybe pat out your knees. You can roll out a blanket one or two times. Stack your fingers nice and wide, wrists under shoulders, knees hip width distance. Take a moment here, maybe closing your eyes. Maybe rock a little side to side, back and forth, and then start to really press the tops of your feet, your shins, knees into the earth, pressing your hands, all 10 fingertips. And as you root down through the hands and shins, can you engage the muscles in your arms and in your legs? And then inhale, feel the lift up out of your shoulders and hip sockets. On an inhale, we'll drop the belly, lift the tailbone, lift the gaze, press the heart center through the chest, cow pose. Exhale, curl the spine, gaze between the knees, cat pose. Inhale, come through your cow. Exhale, cat. Two more rounds, linking your breath to your movement. Just noticing the sensation of your foundation as you ground into the earth. We'll come to meet back in our tabletop after you finish your full round of cat cow. And when you're ready, we'll tuck the right toes, slide the right leg back. Keep that heel stacked on top of the second and third toe. Notice where your hands and left feet are. Root down. Lift the right leg to hip height. Spin the inner edge of your right thigh up towards the ceiling. Engage that belly. Option to keep both hands rooted onto the ground, or maybe that left arm reaches forward, fingertips reach towards the ceiling, bicep alongside your ear. If you feel a little wobbly, just feel your body working to root down into the earth, holding you up. Exhale, find cat in your spine, elbow to knee or nose. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, lengthens us out one more time. Both the hand and the knee can come back down onto the ground. Tuck your left toes, slide your left leg back. Lift the left leg to hip height, engage that lower belly, press into the earth, lift up out of your shoulder socket, and then maybe the right arm reaches forward. Just notice how one side might feel steadier than the other. Exhale, draw your knee to elbow, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthens it out. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthens it back out. Bring both hand and knee down to the ground. Walk your hands forward about one hand's distance. Tuck your toes, sink your hips toward your heels, and then press to lift up, downward facing dog. Hips reach up towards the back corner where the wall and the ceiling meet. You can pedal out your feet, bending into one leg, straightening into the other, maybe tick-tocking hips slightly side to side. And then we can come to find stillness, pressing the fingertips into the earth, lightly feeling the heel of your hands lift slightly, pressing the heels towards the earth, but bending your knees to lengthen your spine. On your next inhale, we'll look forward, walking our feet towards our hands, coming into a forward fold, bending your knees as much as you need to. Gently shake your head yes and no, releasing any tension holding in your shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come to rise, Utthita Asta and Tadasana. Exhale, hands to heart center. Feet can be about hip width distance apart, or maybe the big toes come to touch, heels click out. Just find what feels comfortable for your hips. As women, often we find that a wider stance is a little more comfortable. So just honor your body. Outer edges of your feet parallel with your mat. And then maybe soften your gaze or close your eyes and really feel the sensation of your feet rooting into the ground. Can you press into the ball of both your big toe and pinky toe? Can you feel either sides of your heels pressing and rooting down? From here, can you squeeze the muscles in your legs to hug to bone? Feeling that foundation move up through your spine as you draw your tailbone down, draw your belly in. Open your eyes, inhale, lift your gaze, arms reach up and over, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root into your feet as you rise to lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Take your blocks. Place one on either side of your feet at the highest or medium setting. Come into a halfway lift. We'll press into the right foot. Step your left foot back nice and long. Keep about a hip width distance stance between the feet. Lower that left knee down towards the ground. That back toe can stay tucked or untucked. Just rooting down with intention. Inhale, come to rise up, Ardha Anjaneyasana. Breathe here for a few rounds of breath. Press into your right heel, stacking the knee over the heel. And actively act as if you're trying to draw the left knee and the right heel together. Feel your legs waken up along the inner edges of your thighs, muscles engaged. Exhale, hinge forward. Hands can come to the blocks. Plant your left hand just below your shoulder. Extend your right arm out to a T. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head. Exhale, twist. Breathe here. Continue to reach the crown of your head towards the front of the room. Draw your right hip back down. It's going to want to lift. Exhale, hand plants back down onto that block. Lift that back knee. Step it forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Root into your left foot. Step your right foot back nice and long. Lower the right knee down towards the ground. Press down, rooting into everything touching the earth. Inhale, rise. Torso stacks over hips. Press into your left heel, root down into whatever is touching on the right side, and draw the legs together like you're scissoring them together, waking up those inner thighs. Deep inhale. Full exhale. One more inhale, exhale, hinge forward, hands plant down onto the blocks. Extend your left arm out to a T. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, twist. Exhale, hand comes back down to that block, lift that right knee, step it forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, root to rise, lift all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll add on to that. This time we'll skip the blocks, bringing hands straight to floor. If you want the blocks to step back into your lunge, you can. Inhale, reach your arms up and over. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands either side of your feet on or off the blocks. Step your right foot back nice and long. And then lower the right heel down towards the ground. Inhale, rise up, Ardha Anjaneyasana. Deep inhale. Full exhale, hands come down to the mat. Right hand plants, left arm lifts, twisted low lunge. Breathe deep inhale. Full exhale. From here, we're going to come into a knee down side plank. You can hinge your right foot slightly behind you as you kick your left leg towards the back of your mat. Bring your foot to hip height. If you wiggle and you wobble and you fall, you don't pack up and leave. You take a deep breath, you reset. Root down into your right hand. See if you can lift and lengthen through the arms up through your shoulders. Press your left heel towards the back of the room. Pelvis presses towards the long edge of your mat. Exhale, cartwheel the hands as you step the left foot back into that low lunge. Tuck your right foot, lift the knee, step it forward, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands plant back down onto the ground. Step that left foot back nice and long. Lower the left knee, come to rise, Ardha Anjaneyasana. Deep inhale. Exhale, hinges forward, left hand plants on the ground. Twist as your right arm reaches up. Deep inhale. Full exhale. We'll start to kickstand that left foot just behind us as we press our right foot towards the back of our mat, knee down, side plank variation. Press the heel towards the back of the room as you reach the crown of your head towards the front of the room. Spread across your wingspan as you root down into your knee. Can you lift up through that glute? As we exhale, we'll step that right foot forward, cartwheel the right hand down, lift your left knee, step it forward, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come to rise up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, reach your arms up and over. Exhale, long spine, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands plant either side of your feet. Step back, plank pose, shoulders stack over wrist. Option to keep your knees up or down. If your knees are up, shift your shoulders just past your fingertips. Start to bend into the elbows. Pause when shoulders come to elbow height. And then lower everything to the ground. Untuck your toes. Press the tops of your legs and feet into the mat. Draw your tailbone towards your heels. Inhale. Baby cobra. Lift just the chest, head, neck, and shoulders. Gaze stays slightly down and in front of you. Exhale, push yourself back, child's pose or downward facing dog. Listening to your body here, making your practice feel what it needs to be. If you're looking for more rest and restore, if you're looking to create more heat throughout practice, honoring your body and your needs, using my words as guidance and suggestion. If you've taken child's pose, tuck your toes, lift your hips back up, downward facing dog. Look forward, step, walk, or hop, top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rises all the way back up, Utthita Asta into Tadasana. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more, Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, reach your arms up and over. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands either side of your feet, step or hop back. If you hop, land with bent elbows. Slowly start to lower, chaturanga push-up. Option to stay here. Lift into your upward facing dog, just the tops of your feet and hand root down. Lift that lower belly in and up. Don't dump into your lower back. Beautiful job. Exhale, downward facing dog or child's pose. We'll breathe here for around 3 to 4 breaths. Come back to your intention set at the beginning of class. Noticing what that sensation of foundation might mean for you. On your next inhale, look forward. Step your right foot between your hands, and we're going to cartwheel into a starfish pose. All toes point and angle towards the corner edges of your mat. Heels click in. Press into all 4 corners of your feet. Lift the inner arches as you press into the outer edges of your feet. Draw the muscles in your legs in and up. On an exhale, bending into the knees, goal post your arms, goddess pose. Press into your heels, act as if you're trying to draw them together to wake up that inner line of muscles in your leg. Inhale, starfish pose. Exhale, goddess. From here, we're going to come into warrior two, right knee bends, left leg starts to kick out. And then you can angle your right toes towards the front of your mat, stacking your right knee over your right heel. Square your shoulders to the long edge of your mat, stack your shoulders over your hips, and then gently turn your gaze over your fingertips. Breathing here. Press into the outer edge of your left foot as you straighten through your left leg. Deep inhale. Flip your right palm towards the sky. Reverse your warrior two. Bend deeply into that right knee. It's going to want to straighten and lift. Deep inhale. We use our exhale to hinge through that warrior two. Bring your right elbow to your right thigh. Left arm reaches up and over. Extended side angle. Spin your left shoulder up and back. See if you can square your shoulders towards the wall. Inhale, cartwheels all the way back up into that starfish pose. Exhale into our goddess. Inhale, starfish pose. Exhale, goddess. Warrior two to the back of the room, bending into our left knee, straightening into the right. Mixing it up. Press into the outer edge of your right foot. Stack your left knee over your left heel. And then see if you can draw your tailbone towards the earth as you engage your belly. Deep inhale. Full exhale as you root down strong into your feet and legs. Can you find any softness in the face or the upper body? Flip your left palm, reverse your warrior. Keep that deep bend into your left knee. Right hand gently grazing onto your right thigh. Deep inhale. Exhale hinges us through our warrior two, coming into extended side angle. Left elbow to left thigh, right arm can reach towards the front of the room. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Inhale, starfish pose. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, starfish. We'll repeat that nice slow flow, not quite as long of holds. Exhale to goddess. Come into your warrior two, right knee bends, left leg straightens. Deep inhale. Full exhale, reverse your palm, lift, reverse warrior. Hinge forward, come into your extended side angle. Open up, starfish pose. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, starfish. Exhale, goddess. Open up, warrior two, left knee bends. Deep inhale to settle. Full exhale to root. Reverse and lift on your inhale. Settle in your exhale. Inhale brings us to our extended side angle. Inhale, starfish pose. Exhale, goddess. Bring your hands to your knees. Draw your right shoulder towards your left knee. Gaze over that left shoulder. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, left shoulder towards the right, gazing over that right shoulder. Inhale through center, starfish pose. Hands can come to hips, parallel out your feet. Hinge forward, coming into Prasarita Padottanasana. Wide leg forward fold. Hands can plant down onto the mat just or the floor just below your shoulders. Shift your weight slightly towards the balls of your feet so your hips are in line with your ankles. If you have any more room to fold any further, you're welcome to bring that now. But again, honoring your body. And as you come into this wide leg forward fold, feel your feet press into the earth and gently guide them towards one another. Feel that engagement in your legs, holding you with strength and flexibility. On your next inhale, come to a halfway lift. Start to walk your hands over to your right side. You can bend into your right knee, step it back, downward facing dog. On an inhale, hinge forward, plank pose. Draw your tailbone towards your heel. Feel your lower belly lift in and up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, step, walker, hop, top of your mat, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a few rounds of breath here before we come into our Surya Namaskara A, B. Come back to your breath. Notice any heat created or the raise in your heart rate. Inhale, reach your arms up and over, sink your hips back and down, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands either side of your feet. Step or hop back, plank pose. You can skip the chaturanga if you want and wait in downward facing dog. Exhale, come into your push-up of choice. Inhale, coming into your back bend of choice. Exhale, push yourself back, downward facing dog. Look forward, step your right foot between your hands, keep the hips square, lower the left heel, rise up, warrior one. Deep inhale. Can you press your right heel down? Draw your right hip back, root down into that left foot just as evenly. Feel the feet root into the ground. Draw the legs towards one another. Let your legs be active. Exhale, hands come back down to the floor. Step it back. Option to do your vinyasa or skip it, honoring your body and your needs. One more deep inhale. Exhale, look forward, step your left foot forward, lower your right heel, rise up, warrior one on the left side. Press into that left foot, draw your left hip back, right hip forward. Feel that foundation of this pose. Draw your legs together, let the muscles waken, holding you steady as you feel lightness and lift through the upper part of your body. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Last vinyasa, if you like. Exhale, we lower down. Inhale, we find that back bend into the upper back, lower back lengthens. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll breathe here for a round of about 4 to 5 breaths. If you want to come to child's, you can. This time is meant to be time to come back to your breath, come back to your mindset. On your next inhale, push yourself back into downward facing dog. Look forward, step, walk, or hop, top of your mat, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Sink your hips, lift up, chair pose. Inhale, extended hands and mountain. Exhale, hands to heart center. Root down into those feet. Inhale, sink your hips, reach your arms up and over, chair pose. Take a peek down. You should be able to see the toes, tops of your feet. Shift your weight slightly back if you can't. We're going to keep the weight into our right foot as we slowly lift our left knee, hip height, straighten into your right leg, one-legged mountain. Find your drishti, something in front of you to help hold your focus. If you need to kickstand your foot today to help with your balance, then do that. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, straighten into the left as you raise that right knee, hip height, maybe a little lower. Honor your body where you're at. Exhale, chair pose. Bring your hands behind you, clasp your fingers behind you, draw the heels of your hands together. Hinge forward, forward fold, lifting the knuckles to the ceiling any amount. Spin your shoulder blades towards one another as you spin the outer edges of your shoulders away from the knees. Release the bind, sink your hips, chair pose. If you can remember which finger was closest to your back, we'll hinge forward again, coming into that clasp, switching the bind. It might feel a little funky. Hinge forward, forward fold, opening through the front of your shoulders. Release the bind, chair pose. Press the weight into your right foot, come into that one-legged mountain. Exhale, step it back nice and long. Anjayanasana, crescent lunge. Take your arms down to the side, hinge forward, airplane arms. Inhale, press yourself back up into that one-legged mountain. We'll step it back into our Anjayanasana. This time we'll hinge forward, airplane those arms, coming into Virabhadrasana 3. Option to bring your hands to blocks on the highest setting, reaching your arms slightly in front of you. We'll start to straighten into the right knee as we press off of that left leg to come into our Virabhadrasana 3. Hands can stay on blocks or maybe reaching the hands behind you. Wherever you land, can you lengthen through the upper back? Continue to draw your shoulders towards the ceiling. On an inhale, we'll slowly start to bend into that right knee, lower the left, come back into your chair pose. Inhale, right knee lifts, one-legged mountain. Exhale, step it back long, Anjayanasana. Exhale, airplane, hinge forward. We'll launch to lift, one-legged mountain. We'll exhale, step it back, crescent lunge. Hinge forward, airplane your arms. Option to keep arms lifted or come to blocks. Launch off, Virabhadrasana 3, warrior 3. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Start to bring your right foot to meet with your left. Chair pose. Inhale, Tadasana. Take a moment. We're going to repeat that flow one more time. Let it be playful, let it be fun. And as we move through the balance, the different positions, bringing our attention to where our feet are, what's our foundation? Inhale, reach your arms, sink your hips, chair pose. Left knee lifts, right leg straightens, one-legged mountain. Exhale, Anjayanasana, crescent lunge. Exhale, hinge, airplane arms. Inhale, lift to lunge, one-legged mountain. Exhale, Anjayanasana. Hinge forward, airplane arms, launch into your warrior 3, hands lifted or on blocks. Meet back in your chair pose. Right knee lifts, left leg straightens, one-legged mountain. Step it back. Exhale, airplane those arms. Lift to launch, one-legged mountain. Exhale, step it back, crescent lunge. Hinge forward, airplane your arms. Press to lift, warrior three. Exhale, chair pose. Exhale, Tadasana. Beautiful job. You did amazing. Fun. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Inhale, reach your arms up and over. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands can come to the mat. We're going to come to sit down, nothing too fancy to get there. We'll bring our blocks alongside with us. We're going to plant our feet about hip width distance. Reach your arms forward. Roll yourself to the floor. We're not quite ready for our cool down. Walk your heels in towards your glutes. Stack your knees over your heels, about hip width distance. And then bring your palms alongside your waist, planting them into the ground. Walk your right shoulder in and your left shoulder in. Tuck them in slightly. And then feel your feet press into the earth. Feel the upper arms and shoulders root into the earth. Gaze stays up towards the ceiling. Press your hips up, coming into a bridge pose. Breathe here. Find that foundation, rooting into your heels, dragging them up towards the head end of your mat. And then pressing into your upper arms and across your shoulders to lift your heart center a little higher to the ceiling. Exhale, slowly lower, laying your hips, tap the earth. Pressing yourself up again, bridge pose. Rooting here, option to stay just as you are, or maybe pressing down into your left foot, you start to lift your right heel. Maybe the knee lifts up, stacking over your hip. Maybe the right foot lifts up towards the ceiling. Three-legged bridge pose. Press into your left leg. Feel your heart center lift a little higher. Exhale, right foot can come back to meet with your left. Lift your left heel. Lift your left knee. Extend the foot up towards the ceiling. Breathe here. Maybe you're still in bridge pose. Honor your foundation. Feel everything pressing and everything else lifting. Exhale, left foot comes back down towards the ground. Lower your hips down towards the ground. You can let your arms come out to a T. Windshield wiper your legs side to side. After you complete a full round of your windshields, you can draw your knees in towards your chest, hugging onto the back of your thighs. If you don't have any contraindications like scoliosis or arthritis in the spine, we're going to come to rock and roll, coming up into a seated position, coming into a quick little boat, shins parallel to the earth. Void the tailbone, finding that piece of mass between the sits bones and the tailbone. Reach your arms forward, press the shoulder blades towards one another. Exhale, feet can come to the earth. You can give your shins a little hug. One more little active pose before we come into our cool down. Option to use your blocks like we did in the beginning, or you can bring your hands to the floor, honoring how your body feels. So we're going to come back into our reverse tabletop so that we can feel the difference from the beginning of class to now. So we're going to walk our feet in hip width distance, stacking ankles under knees. Hands can come just behind you, wrists under shoulders. Again, using that block if you like that or not. Reach your heart center through your shoulders. Press the elbows back towards one another. Root into your feet and hands. Lift your hips any amount. Maybe you find that the hips can come to shoulder height, a little more ease, gazing up towards the ceiling. Press into your feet. Spin the inner thighs down. Lift from the midline of your glutes. Exhale, slowly lower, letting the hips tap down. I think you can figure out where we're going here. We just did it in bridge. Option to stay in the reverse tabletop or play around with that balance coming into a tripod. Press into your heels, press into your hands, lift the hips any amount. Option to stay right here. Maybe the right heel lifts, maybe the right knee stacks over your hip. Maybe you extend that right foot up towards the ceiling. Deep inhale. Full exhale, bring it down. See if you can pause here. If you need to take a break, do so. Lift your left heel. Root into your right foot. Lift your left knee. Extend your left foot up towards the ceiling. Exhale, lower that down, lower the hips. You can cross your legs. Send your arms out to a T. Give yourself a nice big hug, crossing one arm over the other. Maybe drawing your chin down towards your chest. Inhale, lift your gaze. We'll switch the bind, open your arms. Other arm goes on top. Maybe bow your head. Inhale, unwind. You can circle out those wrists one direction into another. And then you can place anything you know you like for your Shavasana within easy grab, maybe putting your socks back on, having your blocks within easy grasp. We'll plant our feet down onto the ground, reach your arms forward, and as slowly as you can tolerate, articulating from each vertebra one at a time, rolling all the way down to the earth. Walk your feet in towards your heels, grab onto one of those blocks, press your hips just enough to slide a block on its lowest setting underneath your sacrum. Avoid the tailbone, avoid the spine, and then lift your legs up towards the ceiling, coming into legs up the wall. Stillness might feel really nice here, or maybe you want to circle out your ankles one direction and then the other. Option to extend your hands towards the ceiling as well. And you continue to find movement or maybe look for some stillness here. Feel the sensation of your body suspended in air as we switch the location of our foundation. We'll gently start to bend back into the knees, lowering the feet and arms back to the earth. Press your hips up just enough to move the block out of the way. And give yourself a big hug. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Hug around the shins or thighs. Apanasana. And then we'll allow our knees to spread out wide, our feet to press towards the ceiling, reach between the legs, hold on to either the ankles or the outer edges of your feet, coming into happy baby. Continue to draw your tailbone down towards the earth as we open through the hips. See if you can soften in the belly and in the face. We'll slowly start to lower our feet back down to the ground, releasing the bind, feet hip width distance apart. We'll hook our left ankle over our right thigh, coming into a figure four. Just make sure the little nubbin on your left ankle is just past that right thigh, so you're not pressing onto the foot. Use the muscles in your hip to draw that left knee away from the head, and then option to keep that foot planted or lift the leg. You can thread your hands through that figure four, holding onto the back of your thigh. Keeping that bind, slowly release the hands, lower that right foot back down onto the ground, extend your arms out to a T. And just to keep your spine along midline, you can shift your hips over to the left just an inch or two. And then roll your legs over to the right side. You can come onto the outer edge of your right hip. Gaze can stay up towards the ceiling or maybe over your shoulder. And soften your gaze or close your eyes. With each inhale, lengthen through the body. And with each exhale, see if you can soften, release, and surrender. Take one more full inhale here. On your exhale, hinge through center. Release the bind, level out your hips. And we'll hook that right foot over the left thigh, pressing the right knee towards the front of the room. Option to stay planted with that left foot on the ground, or maybe lifting, threading the needle, holding onto the back of that thigh or onto the shin. Keeping the hook of the legs, release the bind of the hands, plant your foot back down onto the ground. And we'll gently shift our hips over to the right, just an inch or two. Extend your arms out to a T and come into your twist. Continue to guide that right shoulder down towards the earth. And maybe the bind of the legs feels a little too intense. You can unhook, listening to your body, honoring what it needs. Imagining with each breath, prana, life force energy running up and down your spine as we wring out our organs and our joints. Taking one more inhale, using the exhale to roll us through center. Windshield wiper those legs, and we'll start to set ourselves up for our final resting pose, Shavasana. Option to take any other position that might feel good for you. If you want to roll over to your side in child's pose, You want to come into Bandha Konasana, just giving yourself whatever creature comforts might allow you to really surrender here. Maybe placing a bolster or blanket underneath your thighs or your head. Anybody wants any more props in the room, I'm happy to come grab anything that you might need. For the next few minutes, you have nowhere else you need to be but right here, right now. I'll pay attention to the time. And as your mind wanders, because it will, bring your attention back to the foundation of your body on the floor, or the foundation of the rhythm of your breath. Shavasana. Take a deep inhale. Exhale deeply, bringing our attention back into the room around you, the space in your body. Gently start to bring movement to the hands and feet, the arms and legs, maybe stretching long. Eventually drawing your knees into your chest, giving yourself one more final hug, a moment of gratitude to your practice, your body. And then rolling over to the right side, pausing in the fetal position for just a moment longer before we rise. According to Patanjali, asana is the perfect firmness of body, steadiness of intelligence, and benevolence of spirit. Now is the teaching of yoga. Gently press into your left hand, slowly coming to rise, keeping your gaze soft or your eyes closed, finding a comfortable seated position. When you've arrived, you can bring your palms together at heart center and just gently bow your head to your hands. We'll close out today's practice with the universal sound of Om. invite you to join or just listen, taking a deep inhale here. Oh. The love, light, and peace within me sees and honors the love, light, and peace within you. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much.